President Glickman, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty and staff, graduating class, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 47th Commencement exercise of Manchester Community College. I ask that you stand or remain standing for the invocation and the national anthem.
Let us pray. Creator God, author of all wisdom, we gather here today to celebrate the gift you gave to us above all other creatures, the ability to think and reason. These men and women have spent years of their lives being trained and examined, stretched and prepared, and now stand ready to face the challenges that lie ahead. We pray for a successful future, not solely financially, but that the knowledge gained here at Manchester Community College will be used to do everything in our power to leave this world a better place than we found it, making a difference in the lives of others and the communities in which we live. This day is different than any other in our lives, and we will remember it as a day of accomplishment and triumph. We will always be thankful for the opportunity you provided to us here, for the faculty and staff who shared their gifts and talents, and the parents, families, and friends whose encouragement and support were invaluable in achieving our goals. For those going on to further education, grant them patience and endurance. For those whom the journey now changes from one of learning to application, grant them courage and perseverance. We ask your blessing upon this day and all those who made it possible, giving you thanks and praise. Amen.
Please be seated. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and the faculty and staff of Manchester Community College, it's my honor and my pleasure to welcome you to the commencement ceremony for the college's 2011 graduates. We come together in a formal convocation today to recognize these students who, through determination and dedicated effort, have earned their associate degrees and certificates. And today I have some special recognitions. I would like to recognize our graduating veterans, and you'll see I'm wearing a shawl that I'll describe to you. And while I do that, and I ask that those that have served our country in the past or are in active duty while they're completing their education at MCC, please stand. And I have two veterans on the platform with me, Alex Tetley, who's president of our Veterans Club, and Anthony Amador, our vice president. And it's my honor and my privilege to wear the tricolored stole in black, blue, and gold to show how proud we are and how proud I am of each veteran graduate. And each will be wearing theirs with their own military patch. And Anthony, a personal thank you for being the driving force behind creating these stoles. I'm also wearing a blue and gold stole recognizing the graduating students in the Brother to Brother and Sister to Sister mentoring program. And I'd like to ask those students to please stand. In honor of Epsilon Pi Tau, our International Honor Society for Professions in Technology, I wear their honor pin. If there are graduates in the Honor Society, please stand to be recognized. You'll hear more about Phi Theta Kappa students who are graduating tonight from Dean Russell, but I'm also wearing their gold and blue honor cord and their gold stole, and I'd like them to stand to be recognized. We also have students in the graduating class from Alpha Mu Gamma, the National Collegiate Foreign Language Honor Society, and Alpha Beta Gamma, our International Business Honor Society. Please stand. And last night we held our awards ceremony, and any of our graduates who are sitting in front of me today and who received an award last night, I'd like you to be recognized again today. Thank you. There's another group that I would like to give a special recognition to, and those are some of our employees who are graduating with you today. Tim Gaudier, Cedric Johnson, Takia Lugo, and Nadal Drissi. Please stand to be recognized. Where are you? Thank you. It's you, our students are soon to be graduates, and our faculty, staff, and friends that make MCC such a very special place. And I thank you all. I'm very proud to be here and to welcome everyone to really the most important ceremony that we hold at the college. To the MCC graduating class of 2011, my heartfelt congratulations and a well-deserved round of applause. And while this is clearly your day, you haven't reached this point alone. I think that the graduates should be giving a round of applause to your spouses, your significant others, your family and friends who have supported you and are celebrating with you today. I've just been reminded that we were supposed to play the national anthem before I spoke. But the music didn't start. I'm going to give in to that in a minute. Because first I want to say that not only have your family and friends been there for you, but there's an entire college community who have been dedicated to your success, who have guided you, counseled you, and demanded that you give MCC all you have to give. Please show these faculty and staff members your appreciation. And now, the national anthem. Please stand.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
So this is your commencement, a word meaning a beginning or a start, and it can lead you anywhere you want to go. It's a journey, and it has the potential to fulfill your dreams, and a journey that doesn't have an end. And here you are, marking the end of long days and probably even longer nights of the frustration and excitement that comes with studying and learning, and for many of you, balancing many responsibilities, those of family, work, and service to your communities. And this commencement is an acknowledgement of where you've been and where you are today and where you're going in the future. So this is a very significant beginning. You've earned an award that signifies your educational and intellectual accomplishments. And it's really up to you where this will lead. Your success is celebrated here today is only the grounding for whatever you decide to do in the future, whether it's to spend time with your family, take a new job, enhance your job opportunities, or further your education. Much of this college's strength and quality is due to a group of citizens who believe in what we do and work diligently to ensure that we can be successful. We have 2 trustees with us today, and I would like to ask that each of them stand as I mention their names. Trustee Paul Brady of Bristol and Trustee Lori Granata of Hebron. And on behalf of our Chancellor, Chancellor Mark Herzog, who couldn't be here today, I'd like to recognize from the Chancellor's office Dr. Paul Susan, our Chief Academic Officer. Also with us today, representing Manchester Community College's legislative delegation, we have Representative Tim Ackert. Tim was also a former Board of Trustee member, and very proudly his son Travis is graduating today. I'd also like to introduce and ask to stand Mr. Peter Carl, the President and CEO of ECHN. Tony Dolan, our co-chair of our MCC Regional Advisory Council, and Reverend Adam Soderberg, the senior pastor of South Church of Hartford. And of course, our commencement speaker, Christy Z. Additionally, on the platform are the officers of the college, Melanie Haber, Dean of Continuing Education, Dr. Duncan Harris, our Dean of Student Affairs. I almost gave you a new job, Duncan. Jim McDowell, our Dean of Administrative Affairs, Dr. Joanne Russell, our Dean of Academic Affairs, Dr. Pamela Mitchell-Crump, our Associate Dean of Academic Affairs, Martin Hart, our Acting Associate Dean of Institutional Advancement and Community Engagement, John Murray, Director of Media Services and the College Marshal, and our Acting Principal of our Great Path Academy Middle College High School, Barbara Boudet. Most importantly, on the platform behind me, are our students, Alex Tetley Jr., and in addition to being the president of the Veterans Club, he's the president-elect of the Student Government Association. And he never stops, the president of the Political Union Club. James Klassen, Tonya Cloud, Peter Glenofsky, Brian Mulhall, Fang Nguyen, and Joy Thompson. Our truly outstanding faculty and staff, the people who play a key role in your accomplishments, they lead the development and implementation of innovative teaching and learning and support services that provide the knowledge and skills that you need for your future. I'd like to ask the faculty and staff to please stand and be recognized. Stretch. I'd also like to acknowledge the many people who, through their efforts and hard work, have organized the commencement celebration this evening, and so I'd like to ask them to stand as well. This happened last year. They didn't stand. The entire community of people, this entire community, enables us to provide an environment that is open, responsive to change and innovation, and demands excellence. I think we deserve to applaud all of these individuals for their dedication and service to the college. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Trustee Paul Brady from our Board of Trustees, who brings greetings to you. Trustee Brady.
Thank you, President Glickman. President Glickman, distinguished guests, friends of Manchester Community College, members of class of 2011 and families, on behalf of the state on behalf of the State of Connecticut Board of Trustees, I have the distinct pleasure of bringing greetings to you today. And especially to extend very sincere congratulations to those of you who will receive your associate degree or certificate during these ceremonies. Many of you have reached this goal through great personal sacrifices and commitment. And a large number of you have carefully balanced for several years the competing demands of families, full or part-time jobs, and college courses. You are undoubtedly quite different in many ways from when you first came to this college. You should be confident and have better skills. New world of ideas, your perception should have been open for you. Certainly you have learned to take risks, For many of you, deciding to return to college at all was very probably one of the greatest risks of your life. But you took that risk and have proven yourself. You now represent some of the most important success of this institution. And whether you choose to continue your education at this time or to concentrate on developing your career as educated men and women, you will have the opportunity to give leadership to all kinds of activities in your communities. And your success in whatever you do will give bright testimony to the critical importance of Manchester Community College as a center of educational opportunity for the citizens of this region. The trustees of Connecticut's Community College join with your families in sharing pride your academic achievement marked by this ceremony, and we offer all of you sincere congratulations and best wishes. Continuing success in your future. Congratulations.
Good afternoon. I'll be bestowing the honorary degree. So would Trustee Brady and President Glickman please join me at the podium? Mr. Patel is not able to be with us tonight. Dr. Glickman will accept the award on his behalf. Mr. Patel is the plant manager of manufacturing at Timken Aerospace Transmissions in Manchester. He's been instrumental in granting the college significant funding crucial to the success of its manufacturing programs. In the last 2 years, this support has provided the college with over $43,000 for the purchase of software and CNC equipment and to fund a scholarship for the precision machining program. Congratulations to Mr. Patel.
At this time, I would ask for Peter Carl of Eastern Connecticut Health Network to join me at the podium. Today's Merit Award, voted unanimously by the Board of Trustees, goes to ECHN and Peter Carl for outstanding leadership and commitment to the community. Manchester Community College and ECHN has had a mutually beneficial relationship in all varieties of education and training programs. We have many common interests, including workforce development, preparing skilled workers, promoting the study of allied health programs, encouraging diversity, understanding the world marketplace, and striving for excellence. Under the leadership of Peter J. Carl, President and CEO of CHN, has consistently collaborated with MCC on several occasions. Mr. Carl served as an honorary chair for the 17th annual Evening of Fine Wine in 2009 and was successful in helping to raise $100,000 at the event to support scholarship programs and services at MCC. They have earned today's award, and I am very pleased to present this year's Board of Trustees Merit Award to ECHN and Peter Carl. Congratulations.
Would Joy Thompson please join me at the podium? As you can see from Joy's brief biography in the program, she has already made a real difference to the community with her desire and passion to help people. Her commitment and dedication in community service is commendable. She is one of those special people who make all of her fellow graduates and alumni of Manchester Community College proud. On behalf of the Regional Advisory Council, it is my pleasure to present the Regional Advisory Council Award for the year 2011 to Joy L. Thompson. Congratulations.
Would my fellow trustee, President Glickman and Dr. Susan, please join me at the podium? The Board of Trustees is proud to award its medallion for academic excellence. These medallions are being awarded at each of our 12 community colleges to graduating students who have earned a perfect 4.0 grade point average and who have completed at least half of their requirements at Manchester Community College. The students being honored today have earned a grade of A in every course, and we are so proud of them. Would the following students please rise and join us here? James Klassen, Peter Glenofsky, Brian Mulhill, and Foon Wan. Do we have the medallions? Congratulations, all of you. Oh, and I do need to say that Brenda Colgrove Geitz and Robert Roy are not here with us this evening and will get a medallion as well, so congratulations to them.
I'm very pleased to present the students who have earned the highest academic honors at Manchester Community College. Would Fong Nguyen please stand? Fong Nguyen is our salutatorian for the class of 2011. Fong Nguyen was born in Vietnam and came to the United States in July 2004. She studied pharmacy in Vietnam and continued her studies initially at Capital Community College, transferring to Manchester Community College in the fall of 2007. At Manchester Community College, Huang pursued her degree in accounting, earning an A in all her courses and completing her requirement for her associate degree in accounting this past December. She has been working part-time as an accountant since December in the law offices of Howard Lee Schiff in East Hartford and will begin working full-time in the fall. Huang is also the mother of a 20-month-old girl who is here to celebrate with her tonight. Congratulations, Huang. Brian Mulhall, would you please stand? MCC's valedictorian for the class of 2011 is Brian Mulhall. Brian is from New Britain. He began his college career with the intent to study business. However, as he began taking college courses, he discovered his passion for science and math and transferred to Manchester Community College in 2009 to pursue a degree in engineering science. Brian transferred in 43 credits and completed an additional 57 credits at Manchester Community College, earning an A in every course. He has been accepted to the University of Connecticut to pursue his bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering this fall. While at MCC, Brian worked as a supplemental tutor in a math classroom and as a peer tutor in the Academic Support Center. He was an active member in the Science and Engineering Club and a member of Phi Theta Kappa. Congratulations, Brian.
Thank you, Dean Russell. President Glickman, Dean Russell, our distinguished guests and faculty members, family and friends, and most of all, my fellow graduates. It's a great honor for me to be able to stand before you tonight and represent the Manchester Community College graduating class of 2011. I think we can all agree that we've had the good fortune of being part of something truly special all here at MCC. This community to which we all belong is one that is both remarkably diverse and incredibly talented. And it's this group of students, faculty members, and administrators that have helped shape us all into the people that we are today. And I know how grateful we all are for the time that we spent here at Manchester. And as exciting as it is to look toward the future, to what it holds for all of us, we should take a moment and reflect on our recent past and thank those among us who have made this day possible. For those of you who have not gotten the chance to know me very well, my personal story is not unlike many of your own. I'm not a traditional age student. I spent half the time in school working full-time, and I didn't always enjoy the level of academic success that I've had while here at Manchester. When I was in high school, it was a real struggle for me to graduate in 4 years, and my first attempt at post-secondary education ended with me dropping out just a short time after enrolling. It was not until much later in life that I began to realize the potential that I had had inside. And it took me years away from school to understand how much hard work it would take to succeed in life. And it was this revelation that gave me a new perspective. And shortly after this, I was able to finally start building a real future for myself. I know we've all shared, to some extent, this story of overcoming adversity, and that has all made us stronger people who are dedicated to fulfilling our potential. These last 2 years have been the most rewarding experience of my life. Here at Manchester, I've found a place that was really the perfect environment for me to thrive in. A combination of small class size and dedicated faculty gave me the opportunity to develop the skills that would be the foundation upon which all my subsequent academic success was built. So much of that success can be directly attributed to the dedicated faculty here, many of whom spend countless hours helping me prepare for my future. And never were they too busy for someone eager to learn. And none of what I accomplished in my time here would have been possible if not for their help. And I'd like to take this chance to thank all of them for their support, their guidance, and their friendship. But like I said, my story is not an uncommon one here at Manchester Community College. We have all received a great education thanks to our fine administration and our teachers. And we have all been well prepared to move on and to take on whatever challenges come next in life. In our time here, we've been held to the highest standard of academic excellence, and whether you intend to continue in your education or not, you will certainly benefit from the time that you've spent here. And last but not least, we can all be thankful for our families. Without their unwavering support and trust, this opportunity to get an education might not have been possible for some of us. These past few years have presented all of us with ups and downs, and it's really comforting to know that we have our families in our corners supporting us. I'd like to take this chance to thank both my mother and father for all their help and continued support. The success I've enjoyed is as much theirs as it is mine. And with that, I'd like to end by congratulating my fellow graduates. I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you.
Congratulations, Brian, and thank you so much. I'd like to ask Tonya Cloud to join me at the podium. Tonya! Every year, there's a committee that gets together that's chaired this year by Professor Mariana DeRamo, and they receive nominations and recommend to me a student who's shown unusual perseverance in spite of all kinds of difficulties or obstacles or challenges. And when I first met Ms. Cloud a few weeks ago, I could see why the committee felt so strongly about nominating her for the President's Student Award. MCC's made a difference in her life, and she in turn has enriched ours. And it's my privilege to present the President's Student Award for exceptional efforts and unusual perseverance to Tonya L. Cloud. And now I get to introduce the commencement speaker for this evening. Christy Zaya is a production designer, art director, and costume designer, and I'm especially honored that she agreed to speak today. Connecticut has a long history of filmmaking, and we at MCC have a strong history of supporting the arts. And so it seemed especially fitting to have Christy address our 2011 graduates. She's a New York native who says that she stumbled into the world of movie making in the late 1970s. And despite having attended the High School for Music and Art, it's my own alma mater, she intended to pursue a career in journalism. But while she was an undergraduate, she began working as a stylist for a commercial photographer. And although she says that she didn't particularly like the work, it was lucrative, and she discovered she possessed a flair for it. And Woody Allen hired her as a design consultant on interiors in 1978. It's kind of a jump there, Christy. You'll have to explain that. And then Alan Parker hired her to create the costumes for the high school students in Fame in 1980, and her career was on its way. She's worked on numerous films, Confessions of a Shopaholic and Revolutionary Road and Martin Scorsese's The Departed and The Manchurian Candidate, and you've got a list in your program. She's been an associate producer on the James L. Brooks Broadcast News and produced Brooks' As Good as It Gets. She's directed the ACE-nominated Domestic Dilemma for HBO series Women and Men 2, starring Ray Liotta and Andie McDowell. She was a member of the faculty of the NYU's Tisch School of Arts as an adjunct professor for several years. And most recently, she completed principal photography in Atlanta, producing and production design on an independent feature called The Joneses, starring Demi Moore, which was presented at 2009 in the Toronto Film Festival. And in 2009, she was nominated for an Academy Award for Revolutionary Road. So what is a production designer? Well, I'm sure you're going to hear stories from our speaker, but let me just give you the gist. This is the person that's engaged when the scale or approach to a production requires special coordination. They could generate set designs or renderings. They could do location selections and design concepts, costuming, makeup, all of those things that pull together a film. Key shots and creating the period. And so it is the set that they make real for the actors and the audience. And it's my distinct honor, on behalf of the Student Commencement Speaker Committee, to invite Christy Zaya to deliver the 2011 Commencement Address.
Oh my God. Thank you, Dr. Glickman. It is a great honor to be here, Manchester Community College, with the class of 2011, as it transitions with newfound insight and knowledge into the big wide world. Bravo to all of you. What is this world we live in? It seems our planet has let go of all the pent-up frustrations of the last 50 years, and all the things that used to work simply don't anymore. Rivers are flowing over their banks, deserts are flooding, the earth crust is shifting, tornadoes are whirling, populations are rebelling. The human race seems to be nearing the edge of a great precipice and wondering if it should jump into the abyss or run in the other direction. May sanity and grace prevail. So, class of 2011, as you graduate into this crazy world, you have your work cut out for you. But it's not as bad as you think. Dr. Glickman has been telling me a bit about you. I know that you are a hard-working and resourceful group. You are ambitious. Many of you are first-generation college students. Most of you hold jobs, at least part-time. Some of you have families of your own. Most of you have had to juggle many competing priorities in order to attend school. Many of you have remarkable stories that involve overcoming huge challenges in order to accomplish all that you have. I salute you all and feel proud to be here to celebrate your accomplishments. As you heard, I'm a production designer, a producer, a costume designer, a director, who has worked in the film industry for the last 30 years. Some time ago, I was asked by a college student how I got started in production design, and I told him that it was total chance. Not the answer he wanted. I'm sure he expected to hear that I had studied theater and film in high school and continued into college and even into graduate school, but alas, that wasn't my case. I am an example of someone who had no clue what to do before, during, or after college. In fact, figuring out my major was a big deal. In those days, not knowing all the answers was part of growing up. My path to college was a quick one. At my high school, we were allowed to apply to only 3 colleges. I decided to go to Middlebury because they gave me a nice scholarship. I didn't bargain on the very cold Vermont winters or the isolated social life. I was a New York City gal. So I transferred to Columbia School of General Studies in my sophomore year, and I took a variety of classes at night so that I could get a job during the day. When my part-time receptionist job at the McCall Corporation became too sedentary and my outfits too outrageous, This was the 60s, after all. The magazine's art director recommended me to a commercial photographer as an assistant stylist. This was a far more interesting, high-pressure job, to be sure. I was paid $300 a week for unlimited hours, and I was thrilled. A stylist gets all the props and clothes and locations and talent for print and television commercials. One needs to be organized and fearless. I was neither. But like many of you, I was determined and ambitious. I was fascinated with using visual cues to convey information and tell stories. So I braved the exhausting schedule and breakneck decision-making and actually became good at this job. It was several years before I moved over into film, but it happened because Alan Parker, as Gina told you, came to New York to direct Fame, and he liked that I had worked in the commercial world like he did. He also liked that I went to the High School of Music and Art, as Gina said, her alum as well, her alma mater, that is, on which the film is partially based. He hired me as the costume designer against the advice of his producers. I wasn't even in the union. My costume design education consisted of making clothes for myself when I was in high school. Believe it or not, at that time, no one outside of the dance world had ever heard of leg warmers, and they were only available in pink, black, and white. With the release of Fame, young women all over America started wearing colorful leg warmers and cut-off t-shirts. Despite the fact that I had never designed a film of my own before, I had a blast. Not to say that it was easy. Initially, there were wildcat strikes because I wasn't in the union, and payoffs to people who had already been hired. I will always thank Alan for helping me to get my start in the film business. He was courageous and followed his instincts. I learned from him. His only advice to me before I started the job was, don't screw up. After that, one film after another came my way. There is nothing more important than relationships in the film business, and people who I worked with on one film recommended me to work on others. I became known for my easygoing attitude, tireless enthusiasm, and willingness to attempt the impossible. Directors liked me because I wouldn't stop until I got it right, and then they were happy. Once, James L. Brooks, who was directing Terms of Endearment, spent 15 minutes asking me the same question over and over again. Was Jeff Daniels really wearing the right tie? I found myself politely defending my choice each time. I kept wondering why Jim kept asking me the same question. Finally, I screamed as loud as I could, yes, 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 damn it, this is the right tie. Jim looked at me with raised eyebrows. Great, great. That's what I wanted to hear, finally. Not only did I learn to trust my instincts, but not to be shy about expressing my views. I learned how to sell my ideas, an essential asset for any designer or any profession, for that matter. Before long, I yearned for something different, more responsibility, a different kind of job. Once again, my network kicked in and provided me with an opportunity. When David Seltzer was looking for a production designer for his film Lucas, Jim Brooks told David that he should hire me and let me do whatever I wanted. I was hired on the spot. I had no experience drafting or drawing. It was terrifying. But once again, instead of focusing on what I didn't know how to do, I was able to tap into what I did know how to do in order to get it done. I may not have known how to draw, but I was good at describing what I wanted and found people who could translate those descriptions into the finished product. Everyone actually seemed happy with the results. The lesson here is that to succeed, you don't have to know how to do everything yourself, but you do have to know how to get things done and how to find the people who can make it happen. After that, I was a production designer for a variety of directors, including Jonathan Demme, who needed a new pair of eyes, for Silence of the Lambs, Martin Scorsese, who needed a new take on New York for Goodfellas, Barry Levinson, who wanted blocks and blocks of Hell's Kitchen in the 60s for Sleepers, and Oliver Stone, who insisted that I find the next great look for Wall Street royalty. Every experience was different and amazing. The trick was to make sure that I had a really good team in my art department. Great draftsmen, set decorators, painters and carpenters, graphics people, prop people, people whom I could count on and who had great ideas as well. My collaborations with Jonathan Demme on Silence of the Lambs in Philadelphia, Married to the Mob, Manchurian Candidate, Beloved, has been a high point. He is a brilliant director to work with. He is totally open to all suggestions. He knows how to communicate what he wants. His films have remarkable stories and are visually demanding. I learned from him that good ideas come from any place, at any time, by anybody. An open mind is essential for great work to happen. Filmmaking is a very difficult business to understand. Actually, it's really remarkable that any film gets made at all. The confluence of elements is almost impossible to predict. Everything has to happen at the right time, or the film won't get the financing it needs. Stories have to be written, directors have to be found, actors have to be attached. It's a very competitive business with an enormous number of certifiably insane people all vying for the same jobs. Often it reminds me of what Rome must have been like before it fell. There is no rhyme or reason to it, a total crapshoot with maniacs at the helm. A multi-million-dollar industry based on a totally unpredictable market, a market that is constantly changing. In fact, when you look around, everything is changing. For starters, look at our economy. It is no surprise that according to a recent article in the New York Times, just 56% of the graduating class of 2010 has held at least one job by this spring. What's more, according to the Times, only half of the jobs landed by these new graduates even required a college degree. Some of us may need to adapt and reset our sights. If this is true, that we change jobs on the average of 8 times in a lifetime, we need to learn how to stay ahead of the game. That is why you all work so hard to get to this place today. The challenge before you and before all of us is how to stay equipped with the knowledge and resources that will allow us to remain adaptable and flexible. Now is not the time to be soft or complacent. Now is the time to keep ahead of the wave. So what does that tell you about your future? It tells you that you have come to the right place here at MCC. Many of you have chosen to apply your time to learning things that will launch you into viable careers: engineering, graphic design, hospitality, information management, social services, visual arts, and as I once did, general studies, which is an excellent foundation for whatever you may choose to do next. It also tells you that you're going to have to dust off your boxing gloves and start using the 4 Ps: patience, persistence, practice, and personality. Whenever you think you can't do another interview or make another phone call, just look at yourself in the mirror and say, yeah, this is hard. Yeah, this sucks. But I won't let this get me down. I will get a good job eventually. It will take time. That's all. I just have to be patient. If you're looking for a job, give yourself a goal every day. Make 5 calls or write 5 letters. Network like crazy. Leave no stone unturned. Be kind to yourself if a day or 2 goes by and you can't deal. You will find the strength to continue. You will be amazed at how persistence pays off. Think outside the box. What will make a difference in your life, in the world? What kind of work makes you smile, makes you feel good about yourself? How can you keep occupied? What are you good at? What are you passionate about? Volunteer if no one will pay you. It's amazing how jobs seem to come to those who are already busy and active. Practice gives you confidence and makes people want to hire you. Finally, the 4th P, personality. Even if you feel like the world has dealt you a bad hand, just keep on smiling. People like to have people around them who are happy, even if the world is falling apart. And this brings me to the one ingredient that you all have in abundance and that binds all of this together: unbridled optimism. It is a known fact that believing a goal is attainable motivates us to get closer to our dreams. Those death-defying jumps that somehow get you to the other side are not fantasy. The most remarkable feats of success often happen because someone refused to admit defeat. Countless entrepreneurs and sports stars tell us the same story. They had to do the undoable or achieve the unattainable because somehow or other it was necessary, like a calling. That's why some of you are here. We are hardwired to expect the best from ourselves as well as others. What we mustn't do is get angry when the best takes longer than we expected. Every person here has the capacity to succeed at something. You are here because you took the next big step. Success is not measured in financial terms only. You are all capable of achieving greatness. Not everyone will play the piano like Rubinstein, or throw a ball like Hank Aaron, or spin on point like Anna Pavlova, or even sing like Lady Gaga. But in every act and in every motion, authenticity and honesty are rewarded. The universe has a way of sensing this. If you think about it, once you decide to commit to something, everything just seems to fall into place, almost miraculously. The trick is to believe in who you are and allow the impossible to happen. I have supreme confidence in you as you leave this great institution and set forth on your new path. With your help, we can make this the decade that will be written about as the game changer for the century. All we have to do is have the courage to change the things we can. As Goethe has so beautifully written, whatever you can do or dream, you can begin it. Boldness has genius, magic, and power in it. Begin it now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Christy. And now I'd like to invite Dean Russell to present the candidates for certificates and degrees.
President Glickman, I am pleased and honored to present to you the candidates for certificates, candidates for the Associate in Art degree, and candidates for the Associates in Science degree. Candidates wearing gold cords have earned a 3.9 or higher cumulative grade point average out of a possible 4. Would these graduates please stand to be recognized? As President Glickman mentioned earlier, candidates wearing gold stoles are members in good standing with Phi Theta Kappa, the International Honor Society for the Associate Degree Colleges that is committed to scholarship, leadership, fellowship, and community service. To be inducted into Phi Theta Kappa, a student must earn a 3.5 cumulative grade point average out of a possible 4. Would all Phi Theta Kappa graduates please stand to be recognized? Candidates will come forward by program and be introduced by members of the MCC faculty. Please hold your applause until all degrees and certificates have been presented. Will the graduating class of 2011 please stand? Madam President, distinguished members of the Platform Party, deans, faculty, staff, and guests, I have the honor of presenting these candidates for the degrees and certificates to be conferred this evening. Upon the recommendation of the faculty, I present to you the members of the 2011 graduating class who have completed all the requirements for the degrees and certificates to be conferred today.
Okay, and now for the part you've been waiting for 2 hours. By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the State of Connecticut, I hereby declare the Certificates in Associate in Art and the Associate in Science degrees conferred. Would the graduates please move their tassels from the right to the left? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Manchester Community College class of 2011. Congratulations. Please continue standing for the recessional. The 47th commencement exercises of Manchester Community College are hereby adjourned, and a reception will follow in the MCC Village Courtyard.